Welcome to the Balboa Park walking tour and Spreckles Organ Pavilion performance. The botanical building, which is behind the park ranger as he was pointing to it, is built out of redwood lath and houses tropical plants from around the world. In the 1980s, a group of curators from the Museum of Art embarked upon a project to determine the true color of the paint of the redwood. They did this by chiseling down to the bottom layer of paint, and they determined its true color. He is pointing at the rare group of Canary Island palms. There they are, right at the corner of the botanical building. The world-renowned San Diego Museum of Art houses paintings and exhibits from art around the world. The building was built in the late 1920s. The architect is William Templeton Johnson. The statues of the three famous artists are above the main entrance. They are the artists Velázquez, Murillo, and Zurbarán. The Timken Art Museum was built with travertine marble and was built in the 1960s. The Timken Museum and Sculpture Garden Cafe were built in the 1960s in architectural styles that were not consistent with the other buildings of Balboa Park, which are Spanish Revival architecture. For this reason, a committee of 100 was formed to make sure that all future buildings in Balboa Park use Spanish style. Sculpture Garden Cafe was also built in the 1960s. The cafe serves scrumptious entrees that are both nutritious and healthy, such as free-range chicken. It also has a view of the Garden of Sculptures. The family with the baby is seated in front of the steel sculpture called Night Presence 2 by Louise Nevelson. The building which the park ranger is pointing to houses the Mingay International Museum.
Okay, so this is here in 1915 to honor Father Serra, who came here in 1769. Mission style of architecture, which would still fit in the Spanish Revival style of architecture umbrella. Still called Spanish Revival, but specifically mission style, obviously because. Yeah. So what's the short story on Father Serra? It's not Sarah as in a girl, it's S-E-R-R-A, Sarah, Juanipero Serra, Juanipero Serra, depending on who you ask. Came here in 1769 and started the first of the 21 missions that go up the coast of California, the last one north of San Francisco. Okay, so the short story is he was, what's that?
San Francisco de Solano.
Thank you. Didn't know the name of it.
That's in Sonoma.
It's in Sonoma, yes.
It has nothing to do with San Francisco or Solano, it's in Sonoma.
Oh, it's in Sonoma.
Northernmost, yeah.
That's why I said north of San Francisco, because I didn't know exactly where. But it's in Sonoma. Yes.
Just adding to your
Knowledge base.
I'm a fourth grade teacher, you have to know.
It's true. The short story on Father Serra is he was Professor Maximus Importantes in Mexico City in the 1700s. He was told by Carlos III of Spain, I want you to go to what is now Baja California, and I want you to remove the Jesuits and replace them with the Franciscans, because he was a Franciscan. Now that's a whole political thing that I'm not going to get into. So he, along with Portola, who was the military guy, or I like to call the head cutter offer guy, he went to what is now Baja California. He removed the Jesuits, replaced them with the Franciscans, and then continued northward doing so, and got to what is now Rosarito area. That mission is now completely abandoned, but at that time, in the 1700s, it was occupied by the Jesuits. Well, he removed them, put the Franciscans in there, and that was his. And it was 1769, and he established the first mission. Okay? That's to honor that heritage, okay, that building, put here in 1915. Now.
The House of Hospitality House is a visitor center and the world-famous Prado restaurant where many wedding receptions are held. The ranger is pointing to the giant bird of paradise, which looks like a large banana tree, and the bougainvillea, which has the orange flowers. It's a trellis type plant. He explains that the bougainvillea was discovered by the French in Brazil and then named the plant bougainvillea.
Worldy sound, and now we're going to play something that was written in the last 6 months by somebody who's still living, actually me, called Bonnie Eriskay. Bonnie Eriskay, I love horses, and Eriskay is a small pony, and Scottish pony. Well, this started off as a rather delicate little piece, a little pony, plodding along. But it kind of ended up more like a Clydesdale now. My husband is going to be on drums, Kerry Bell, and I'm on the organ and with the full bagpipes. This is a very, very different piece. Bonnie Eriskay.
Until next time, this is Michael Land. Keep walking.